Next up on stage, please welcome, studying medical neuroscience, Reynaldo Popoli.
Anita was a 66-year-old healthy woman who enjoyed living an active life, spending time with her grandchildren, traveling the world, even going on skiing trips. One day, she began to experience a brief and sudden weakness in her leg, which caused her to lose her balance from time to time. 4 months later, while getting on a plane, she tripped and fell. And at the time, no one thought anything of it. There was snow, it was slippery. This was just seen as a simple accident. Days after the fall, she continued to experience weakness in her leg. And every now and then, inexplicably, she would just fall down. She saw many doctors and specialists, but it took more than 6 months to get a definitive diagnosis of what was going on. A year prior, she was experiencing her first symptom, a bit of weakness in her leg. And now, she was being diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS, and she was given 12 months to live. A year after her diagnosis, her body was completely paralyzed from the waist down. She couldn't speak or swallow. She couldn't move her eyes very well. She couldn't even close them, and this was making it difficult for her to fall asleep. 2 months later, she died of respiratory failure. This is the reality for more than 1,000 Canadians that each year get diagnosed with ALS. The reality for more than 200,000 people around the world that are currently living with ALS, a disease that has no cure. Most patients that are diagnosed with ALS die within 2 years. The disease affects the cells in our bodies that control our muscles, muscles required to walk, to speak, to breathe, even to move our eyes. The cells that control our muscles are called motor neurons. They originate in our brain and our spinal cord, and they travel to our muscles, forming connections between the two. I study these connections, and they're called neuromuscular junctions. In ALS, the cells withdraw from the muscle, making the connections non-functional. There are processes that help regulate and maintain the integrity of the neuromuscular junction, balancing the right level of chemicals, repairing damaged cells, even forming new connections. My research is based on drugs that target these connections and facilitate some of these processes. By using them in ALS, I have shown that the symptoms progress much slower and the connections are maintained for a longer period of time, allowing for a 10% increase in life expectancy. This means better quality of life for these patients. For Anita, this would have meant more time with her grandchildren, more time to perhaps travel the world. For the other 200,000 people around the world living with ALS, this means more time for them to do the things that they love. My work is far from over, but I'm hopeful that with this novel research, we'll be able to find new treatments for this devastating disease. Thank you.